Hello, in this video, we are going to see how we can create a speedometer kind of presentation using just PowerPoint. So let me just show you a preview of what we are going to do today. So you have this slide over here, and where I'm going to distinguish three different characteristics of a performance of a certain company. That includes customer retention, customer acquisition, and the customer ported. It could be anything, you can change it accordingly. For your information, this template is going to be available on my page. The link is given in the description below. So as soon as you press any key on the keyboard or a button on the presenter, you can see the customer retention is 75%, the customer acquisition is 50%, and the customer ported is 25%. So this is how someone can show a performance matrix of their company. So to reduce the time, we will create only one and the rest is just copying. So I'll press escape on the keyboard and take up a new slide. Okay, if you have anything on this slide here, what you can do just there, you can just right click over this slide, come to the layout option and set blank. With this done, let's start creating the shapes. So come to the insert tab under the shape option, and you can take an option called arc. So it's under the basic shapes category. Great. Now press shift on the keyboard. Okay, make sure that you press and hold the shift while dragging the mouse, something like this. Next, we want to stretch it so that it reaches somewhere here. So we can adjust the angle of the arc here, right? What I exactly want, I want this arc to be exactly horizontal. To do that, what we have to do is on this gray area over here, right click, grid and guides, and then you can add a horizontal guide. Now what I'm going to do is I'll just select this. I'll just come to shape format option. I will align it to center and align it to middle. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I will move it like this. With this way, I'm sure that this is the half of the arc, exactly half. So let's now move further. Select this and right click over here, and you can see something called format shape option. And if you are using an older version, it could be a format option. So we are not bothered about fill. What we are concerned about is line, because arc is just a line. Okay, it's like curved line. So now the width option, increase the width to a significant number. I will go with somewhere around 10. I think we can go increase further. Yeah, 15 seems to be fine. They are flat. Okay, let me just quickly zoom in, rounded. So you can select this, and under the cap type, you can see there is a round. Okay, so with this, you can see we get a kind of curved shape over here. Okay, so select the shape. Now it's time to change the color of the shape. So I want to give a very light color. So somewhere around this color seems to be okay. I mean, it is just visible. Okay. Now select the shape again, press Ctrl D to duplicate, and now select the shape that you have duplicated. Under the shape format option, align center, and then align middle. In that way, it is exactly overlapping the previous one. Now select this with this green. Now remember, there are two arcs which are overlapping each other. So what I can just quickly do is I can just move it somewhere like, let's say this is almost like 50%, right? If this is 180, and this is like half, which is 90 degree, right? So right now I'm at half almost. So we are kind of reaching the shape that we needed. So with this, these two shapes are done. Okay. Now next thing, this is just a circle. We'll do it a little later. Now how to create this arrow over here. So I'll just quickly show you. So for the A's, I'll just take a new slide so that we are doing it with completely fresh slide, and we'll bring the shape back again to the previous slide. So no need to worry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a shape which is somewhere here. Yeah, the third one. Okay, isosceles triangle. Fine, somewhere like this. and I will go with somewhere around 2.5 and 0.5. Okay, so it's like a known number to me. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a circle. Okay, you can just go to insert, shape, and select an oval. So make sure that you press shift on the keyboard and you stretch it. Fine. If you remember, for this triangle we have taken the width as 0.5, so we are going to give the same width to the circle as well. So 0.5 by 0.5, and I'm just quickly going to drop it somewhere here. Let me just zoom in. Fine. Now I'm just going to quickly duplicate this as well. So we got the duplicate, and I'm going to reduce its size to somewhere around 0.2 by 0.2, and I'm going to place it again there. Fine. Now I'm going to select the triangle and the circle, the bigger circle that we created. Come to the shape format option, merge shape, and you can just do union. So now you will see these two are one shape. In a similar way, I'm going to select this and the smaller circle that we created, shape format, merge shape, and I'm going to do is subtract. So with this you can say our shape is ready. Now press Ctrl X and we will bring it back to the previous slide. Okay, so that's cool. If you wish to change the color, you can just change the color to somewhere around like a slightly gray color and with no outline. So our needle is ready. Next, I'm going to create this circle over here. So let's take an oval again and slightly bigger oval. Okay, so something of this sort. So now I'm going to give a solid fill color to this with the same green with no outline. Okay, so I'll just click no line. Now you can say it's kind of matching up with the background of this particular arc. So what I usually do in this kind of situation, I will select the circle, shape effect, shadow, and I just, you can also do with the format shape option. In case you have open, you come to shadow. Now we can edit the shadow. So right now the shadows are too like soft for me. I just want the shadows to be little hard and visible. So I'll just drop the shadow transparency to somewhere around 20%. Blur, I can reduce it to somewhere around 2 point. Seems good. Now you can see these both are separated. Okay, so our shape is ready. Now it's time to do animation. First thing, I want the needle to come to the 0th position. Okay, so 0 position, I'll just press shift and you can just rotate it this way, and I can just bring it somewhere here. Okay, seems good. Yeah, in case you want to stretch this little bit, I can stretch it. That seems fine. Now if I rotate this, you can see it's rotating from its own center. But what I want exactly, I want it to rotate through this center. So we need to change the pivot of this. So to do that, what we have to do is we have to take a circle and just draw it, a slightly bigger circle. Okay, I just bring it here and make sure that it covers the entire shape. At least this smaller circle over here, right? This circle it should cover. So that seems good. I'll just send it to back so that you people can see it easily. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select these three and press Ctrl G on the keyboard. So now if you see, if I rotate the shape, everything is rotating nicely. But what's the issue now? I don't want the circle to be visible anymore. So what you can do is just double click, make sure that you're selecting bigger circle, shape fill, make sure that it's no fill, and shape outline, make sure there is no outline. So remember, the shape is there, but it's not visible now. So you can see our animation. Now the thing that we want to do is working nicely. Okay, so now it's time to add an animation to this. Select the grouped shape, come to animation, and you can see there is an option called spin. Okay, in case you are unable to see, you have to just click this third button from there. Okay, up, down, and there is another option to explore more options. Click on the spin and you can see right now it's making a complete 360-degree rotation, which we really don't want. So come to the animation pane, double click on this first thing, and you will see the amount. So right now the amount is 360, which is in clockwise direction. So you have our control over this as well. So now what I want is quarter of this, because 90-degree is like a 1/4 of 360. So quarter spin, click OK. So now you can see it will exactly stop there. So this is done. I think we should change the color of this a bit. So I'm going to just home, shape fill, and just going to give a slightly like a dark color. Okay, now it seems good. Now let me just quickly take up a preview of this. So yes, it's going fine. Now I also want this arc to animate. Okay, I want this arc to grow with this group that we created. So to do that, we'll select the arc and come to the animation pane, and there is something called wipe. Okay, and we want wipe to be from left. So it's not that accurate, but it works fine. So let me just quickly show you preview. So this goes like this, and then once again I click. Yeah, it's doing fine. But what I want exactly, these two to go together. So if you come to the animation pane, if you're unable to see this, you have to click under the animation tab. You have to click animation pane. Now you can see the group 6 timing is 2 seconds. I'll just reduce it to somewhere around half of a second, and this as well as the same. Okay, and also I want the arc to not to come on click. I want it to start with the previous itself. So now let me just quickly show you a preview. So as soon as I press the arrow key on the keyboard, you can say it's working fine. So that's kind of cool. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create quickly this kind of slide. So what I'm going to do is just I'm going to copy, and I'll just place it over here, press Ctrl and drag, so you get the second copy and third copy. Fine. If you want to change color, let's say you want to change color for this, make sure just select the arc, come to the home option, shape fill. You can give under the outline option, you can give any color of your choice, and the same goes here as well. So for this circle also, I'll come to shape fill and I'll give the same color. Similar for the third shape also, I'll come to the outline option and give any color of your choice, and once again for the circle as well, I will just give the same color. So with this you can see quickly we are done. Now let's say this is for 50% improvement, right? It's just coming half. Let's say you want 100% improvement, so you can just bring down this to somewhere here, and then you click on this and come to the animation pan, and you can see this is the second point. Okay, so just double click over here, and right now you can see it is 90-degree, but right now what we want is the half rotation, right? We want it to come half, so which is going to be a half spin. Click OK. Fine. This, let's say it is just like somewhere around 25%, so it is somewhere. So if this is 50%, the half is going to be somewhere here, so we'll just keep it somewhere here, and we'll select the bigger shape that we created, double click on that, and I'm going to give a custom angle which is 45-degree and hit enter. Click OK, and you can see that's working fine. Let me just quickly see the preview how it looks. So fine, and that's good. So we can see our shapes are done. Now I'm just quickly going to paste from here. Okay, so just I'm pasting for saving the time, and then we can keep this text over here. These are simple text boxes placed over here. Okay, and I also pasted some text over here, so let me just copy these as well. So I'm just pressing Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and I'll just move it up slightly. Let me just match the color. So this is, I think, this blue, and this is this color, right? And the same goes here as well. So customer portrait is somewhere here, customer acquisition of blue color. Fine, I'll just center this. Doesn't really seems to be in center. And with this, it looked like we are done. Now what I did is just I added one more animation to this. So what I just did is I want this text to appear as soon as this finishes, right? So this 75, I'll bring it after the first instance, after this, and anyway, this is correct. So now we'll just see it, what is happening. So good, and okay, this is 25. So in fact, I need to change the text over here. So this is 50. Okay, and it's somewhere here, center, 50%. Okay, so let's just see the final preview, how it looks. So this is our performance metrics. We are going to see customer retention, which is 50%. Customer acquisition is 100%, and customer ported is somewhere around 25%. Okay, this 25% is also not centered, so let me just center it real quick. Okay, so guys, that's all for this video. I hope you learned something. If you have liked this video, I hope you to subscribe to the channel for more video like this. Thank you.